I started skateboarding around 11 or 12.
I like math and PE.
Immensely passionate about my role in these kids' lives.
I'm gonna be dead in I don't know when.
My parents were deaf. Since I was 2 years old, I had to translate for them. You go to the restaurant, I have to translate, the phone would ring, you want insurance on that new television of yours? I remember that one. So I always saw myself as of the planet, of like part of different worlds. My parents were poor, my grandparents had money. My parents were uneducated, my grandparents were very educated. They were professors of math on one side of the family. So when I was a kid, I would say, I'm gonna be a biostatistician, and I was one of those kids. So I majored in biophysics, which was a combination of the two at Berkeley. So when I left school, I decided I'm gonna go travel around the world. I lived with tribes in Borneo, tribes in Africa. A lot of the tribes we came to, just because I was white, I suppose, and foreign, sometimes people would come running up to us with their babies, like, don't you have some medicine? And that's when I learned I can be a doctor, because I realized there's such a need, but I don't have to just bring medicine, I could bring knowledge. And I would go, this was my plan, I could go and find their medicine man of each village, share information with him or medicine with him. He could teach me something, I could teach him something, and that would be a great service to the world, and for me too, it'd be fun for me. So that was my decision. And then I went into medical school and I decided I'm going to do osteopathy. So I'm a regular family practice medical doctor with regular prescription writing privileges and that sort of thing. And I'm also an osteopath. The theory is, in the brain, you have all your bones. And our bones, as we're growing, they're growing too. They're not fixed. There's a very gentle motion, obviously. It's not tremendous. So by feeling it anywhere, very gently, you can feel what the body, you can feel the rhythm of the body first of all. And you can feel sometimes what the body's working on. If there's a tug somewhere, a pull, then you can go there and work on it. Osteopathy is built on that we all have the potential to heal ourselves, and in fact our body is constantly doing that, is constantly working on itself and fixing and adjusting, and that's what it does. I strongly feel there's many ways to skin a cat. The problem with it is it's really expensive. There's some fabulous people, but most of them charge $300 to $500 an hour to do it. What I prefer to do is I prefer to say to somebody, you know what, for that particular problem, if you could you bring in somebody, a loved one or somebody that I could teach something to? So I'd rather teach it to them so they can keep doing it to you. As opposed to, you know, what's the joke? How many chiropractors does it take to screw in a light bulb? Just one, but it takes 26 visits. I have a wonderful husband who's incredible. I have a great child who's 7.5 years old at this time. My next chapter actually is, we want to move to Mexico and be there at least half-time, maybe 6 months back here. And in Mexico, we have a place in mind, probably near a beach, create a giant organic garden and a community center. That's one huge chapter that's going to happen. And then I want to lay down a whole bunch of information online for free. Probably a podcast of some kind. It might be interviews that I do at some point, and continuing to work, because I really do like what I do, but I want to make it I would like to have a bigger impact, and I would like to be of service to more.